All right, Andy Broadway here. And on a prior interview with Richard Hollowell, we were talking about defaults when it comes to covenant violations. This following question is a follow-up to that question that says, what particular covenant defaults are most alarming to my lender? So this question really specifically is you thinking about what is in the mind of the lender itself, and how can I get it aligned? Am I getting that correct?
Yeah, you've got that correct. Yeah, there's really three key covenants that your lender's looking at day by day. Even if you're making your payments, you're pulling money out of your pocket to make the payments. Number one is the debt service coverage ratio. And as I think I had mentioned in a previous interview, if you have $100,000 in your principal and interest payments and your ratio was 1.25, you have to show the lender $125,000 of net operating income. When that doesn't happen, you immediately go into default. And technically, a lender could accelerate the loan and foreclose on you because of that particular covenant default. Another one that they're looking very closely on is borrower liquidity. And with that has the financial position of the borrower changed since I underwrote this loan? Do they have the stature financially to carry this loan through a troubled period where the income is down? So those are the things that they're really looking at closely as it relates to covenant default. And as soon as you are in violation of one or more of these, you're going to go on a watch list where the scrutiny over your loan goes from maybe monthly or quarterly to weekly. They're going to want financial reports from you, want to know from you how the property is doing, what the prospects are going forward. And you're going to go on a watch list where you've got to produce more information to that lender than you otherwise would.
So is this something that your team can assist with when it comes to complying with and putting this necessary reports together?
Yeah, what we do when we're brought in as an advocate for the borrowers, we're going to take a look at the loan agreement and take a look at all these covenants, and then take a look at your financial situation to determine which covenants you're in violation of. We want to be prepared to go to that lender knowing all the facts so that we can be an effective advocate. And when we go to that lender, we want to have talked to you as the borrower or real estate owner as to where you believe this property is going to go and where that cash flow is going to go. Short term, medium term, and long term. When will it get back to normal? What's the best guess? Now, nobody's got a crystal ball as to when things get normalized here, but you want to be able to deliver to that lender as much information as you can. And oftentimes it's just valuable for an intermediary advocate that's sat in their chair to actually deliver that news.
Well, that's super. So, particularly, when do you think it's a good idea to involve someone like you in this loan default or out of covenant? When is that? When do I pick up the phone and call your office and talk to your team?
Well, I think people should be seeking an advocate as soon as they have a feeling that they don't know how the lender is going to react, whether it's a bank, a credit company, a CMBS lender, or a private money lender. If you don't have a good idea how they're going to react to your decline in cash flow and these technical defaults, even if you're making payments or most of your payments, it helps to get some counseling.
Fantastic. So how do we get more information? How do we reach you and your team to specifically talk about those issues? And kind of give us an idea, what does the process look like?
Well, people can reach us for a consultation at richardhollowell.com. And when we're in touch with you, we're going to ask you for full information on everything from your rent roll to your historic financials, in particular, your current financials, who's paying rent, who's not paying rent. We're going to look at your loan agreement so we understand the covenants you were supposed to abide by. And we're going to look at it from the lender's perspective with a sense of hope that we can come to a solution with that lender so that they don't accelerate or otherwise foreclose on the property.
I think that's important. Thank you very much. Looking forward to more questions for you in another interview.